Lamar Jackson has turned down multiple contract offers from the Baltimore Ravens, and more than likely will not sign with the Ravens and be franchised next year. Should the Giants be interested? I don't know. Let me tell you when we get back. Let's go. Welcome to New York Giants Full Access. What's going on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all platforms? Another episode of New York Giants Full Access. And today, we're going to be talking about a quarterback that's not in college or that's not Daniel Jones. Going to be talking about Mr. Lamar Action Jackson for the Baltimore Ravens. Now, this is turning to be a little interesting story. Lamar Jackson is actually looking for a contract around the same numbers around what Deshaun Watson got from the Cleveland Browns. He's probably going to be looking for around $250 million guaranteed, fully guaranteed. That's a lot of money to invest in a quarterback, and a lot of Ravens fans I've been hearing, and maybe even the organization itself, is saying Lamar Jackson might not be worth that because of his playoff record, and he was injured last year, and the Ravens did not make the playoffs last year, but they were 8-3 when he was playing. Lamar Jackson is a winner, definitely as far as the regular season. They haven't had a bad regular season since he became the quarterback of the Baltimore Ravens. He's also the most exciting quarterback in the league when it comes to making plays. Like, dude is a play waiting to happen. He's a very good thrower of the ball, very underrated in that aspect. And let's be real, they never have put the weapons around Lamar Jackson the way that he deserves. They got rid of Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown, but that's probably been his best receiver since he's been there. They brought an older Dez Bryant there. That didn't work out. Rashad Bateman from Minnesota. Let's see how that works with him. He does have Mark Andrews, the best tight end, one of the best tight ends in the game. I put him behind probably Kittle and Kelsey. I put him around number 3. And they drafted Isaiah Likely, who looks like he's going to be a terrorizing weapon. Their running backs are often injured. They've had injuries across the offensive line. They got rid of Orlando Brown because he became frustrated with the franchise, so he's lost offensive linemen. They can't keep a healthy running back. Dobbins is always hurt. Mark Ingram didn't work out. The defense took a step back last year because of the injuries, but they still were 8-3 with Lamar Jackson in the game. And I will say this: Lamar Jackson is definitely a top 5 QB. I don't care what people say. The theory that he can't throw is ridiculous. This man has thrown for over 30 touchdowns in a season. So the theory that he can't throw is absolutely ludicrous. But the thing I can't seem to understand is why him, John Harbaugh, and the Ravens cannot agree on a deal. What's holding this deal back? What's holding them from the Ravens from giving Lamar Jackson what he wants? Is it the playoff record? Is it the lack of playoff wins? Is it the lack of not making it to an AFC championship yet? I mean, because he's been productive his whole career with the Baltimore Ravens, former MVP. So, what's the deal? Why is this deal being held up? And why is Lamar Jackson not wanting to sign whatever deal the Ravens are offering? Is it a lowball deal, or is it a deal that's not as much guaranteed that he wants? What's the deal with the Ravens and Lamar Jackson? This is going to be an interesting story to watch during this whole season because he just betted on himself. So he has to avoid injury. He has to go out there and ball. And I will say this, he's going to have to get them a couple of playoff victories this year. I do expect the Ravens to be a playoff team. Whenever they had Lamar Jackson, I expect them to be a playoff team. But let's be real, they haven't put the pieces around him that they're supposed to put around him in order to be successful as far as the passing game. The running game is always going to be good because he's Lamar Jackson. That's what he does. But you can't just keep putting him out there in danger and expect him not to ask for the best contract that he can think of. Lamar Jackson is in danger every play. He has to make a play just about every time on offense. So yes, he should be well compensated for his work. So I believe he's going to continue to ask for whatever he's asking for, and the price is only going to go up if he balls out this season. You can franchise him, but that doesn't mean anything. The price is still going to go up. And even if you franchise him next year, he's probably still going to make a little over $30 million. And then if you franchise again, it's probably going to be like $50 million. And then you're probably going to have to pay him around $60 million a year, especially if he gets you some playoff victories or a Super Bowl. You're probably going to have to pay that man $350 million guaranteed. So it would be in the best interest of the Ravens to sign this guy right now and get him locked up. Hey, go ahead and give him that Deshaun Watson type contract. He's earned it. He's been there. He doesn't get trouble off the field or anything. The dude's worth the money. Believe me, the Ravens, you would be in trouble if it wasn't for Lamar Jackson. He brought you out the Joe Flacco years. Without Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, you will not be as relevant as you are right now without that kid. So pay the man. But this does interest me about the Giants. Let's say the Giants are looking for a quarterback next year. Lamar Jackson's franchise, he said, hey, we'll give you our first this year, first next year, third this year, third next year for Lamar Jackson. Basically like a Russell Wilson type trade. Giants fans, would you do it? Would you give up as much as what the Broncos gave up for Russell Wilson, probably a tad bit more for Lamar Jackson? Because that's gonna hinder our future in draft picks. But the talent that we have here now, do you believe Lamar Jackson could take us to the next level? I don't know. That's a question for a lot of people to ask. Me personally, I think we can do it. I think we can get the draft picks on defense. Because I think the offense with Kadarius Toney and Wan'Dale Robinson, those are better weapons that he had over there with Baltimore. Bellinger would be pretty good. I don't know. It'll probably take us a year in order for us to get to our ultimate goal. But I believe we'll be a playoff team immediately if he was with us. If we had to get another quarterback, if Daniel Jones doesn't pan out this year, I believe we definitely have some talent on this team. With a Colin Johnson coming back off injury, you know, we'll have around about $70 million after getting rid of Galladay. Yeah, why not give Lamar Jackson a good chunk of that? We got an offensive line here that'll block for him. Saquon Barkley will probably still be here. Lamar Jackson and Saquon Barkley, that's a huge problem. That's a problem. Lamar Jackson and Saquon Barkley on the field at the same time, that's a huge problem for defenses. Kadarius Toney out there, that's a huge problem. But it's just food for thought. I just seen that the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson are having issues on compensation. And he will be franchised after this year. So that would be crazy, but we will see. I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. This has been New York Giants Full Access with Big Pat Sports Talk. And it's just food for thought for you guys. Lamar Action Jackson, would you make him a Giant and give up the Russell Wilson package for Lamar Jackson to be a Giant next year if Daniel Jones falls on his face? And if the Ravens continue to, play this cat and mouse game with him with his money. We'll see. But hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that join button and join the Big Blue Crew and talk your talk with Big Pat Sports Talk. Also check out the merch in the description. We do have merch here at the Big Pat Sports Shop, so go check out the merch shop and grab you a couple of t-shirts, a hoodie, a cup, whatever you want to grab. We got it. But Lamar Jackson as a New York Giant, that could possibly happen, man. I've seen crazier things. But till the next episode, peace. This has been a Big Blue Crew production.